Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.
I like that.
Yeah.
Look at our new digs.
Yeah, you like that?
I
cool.
like that.
Digging it, Chris's tailgate. Look, see it? Can you, if I point like this, can you see like how far do I
I know
have to
you're going
point?
to find out here in just a second.
Obviously, right here.
Yeah, it's right there.
Here. Welcome
Love it.
in to Sports with Balls.
Yeah,
Hey,
Johnny,
guys.
give me some volume. I can't hear myself. I need to hear myself. There we go. Love it, love it. Yeah, welcome into Sports with Balls. Y'all, 7 o'clock here at Christian's Tailgate, 5114 Kirby. Yeah, obviously we got the logo down there so you guys can see it. Lauren Leal, Grant Miles, what's up?
Why did I feel like you were about to sing like a song? Like whenever
I could have.
I thought you were about to
'Cause he
sing
does
like
that.
the Mike Jones song or something.
Dude, I've been jamming that lately.
Really?
That's some ESP.
Maybe.
You almost said ESPN.
Mike Jones.
I know. I was about to say, whoa.
Because I got a.
How does that song go? How does
It
that
sounds
song
weird
go?
because like, my son, because Mike Jones, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot and they all on me.
They all on me.
Yeah,
they all on you.
my son walks around the house saying that.
That's awesome, dude.
Well, like Jeff said, he's not singing those lyrics exactly, but he was giving where we're at Christian's Tailgate off of Kirby. Always here, always having a good time. There's some games on the television. Come join us. We'll be here for the next hour or so hanging out.
The food
but
is
the food
bomb.
is bomb. It makes
I'm
us.
definitely getting something to go.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep. My man
Getting
right here's
something
got
to
some
go.
catfish, I think. Oh,
Melissa's
dude.
not cooking tonight.
No, I asked first. She said no. So she got other
You're always
things
smart
going on.
about that, Grant. You're always on your game on that.
On
Yep.
what?
Except for when you
What
just
do you
said,
mean?
you know, girlfriends, that's what they're supposed to do.
Well,
Bring
I
me
mean,
my stuff.
No, I didn't. You know,
I
it's
left my
some
cat
people
at
have
the house.
girlfriends, so that's what they have their girlfriends do. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, this is awkward.
Lucky.
All right. Lucky.
That's what they. That's
Moving
what they do, man.
forward.
Yeah. that's what they do.
Moving forward, we got a packed show tonight. Lots to talk about.
Yes.
I mean, lots of football all weekend long we'll dive into, and some other topics as well. But yeah, welcome in.
Dude, I
It is
feel like-
Tuesday on our it's a Tuesday edition of our Monday night
Yeah,
show.
because we had the national championship last night. Incredible game, Alabama, Ohio State. Well, incredible.
I was going to say.
for the first half, it was incredible.
It was incredible if you're an Ohio State fan. That was-
Yeah, and we'll get into that in a minute, man. But
Okay.
I was saying, man, I'm kind of matching the Christian's Tailgate banner, and I'm digging that.
You really are. It's more
on point.
like reddish in person, but on the
Yeah.
camera it's like orange and it
Your
goes-
blonde hair standing out because you're wearing black, and you just kind of fade. Like it looks like
Oh,
it's
thanks.
just your
Just calling me a floating head.
Yeah.
You know, I
Appreciate
just saw
it.
that. You do, for real.
Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, but you can catch us right here on Facebook or any of our other platforms. We now have a new one on TikTok,
Yep.
or at least it's reinvented, I should say. Is it handled just Sports with Balls? Or
Yeah,
is it
it's
something
just it's
different?
at Sports with Balls on TikTok now, man. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Pandora, Apple iTunes, all Amazon products, Alexa and Echoes, iHeartRadio, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Podbean, and more.
Man, the list goes on and on.
There's
and
a ton of shit.
we got some more exciting
Damn.
stuff that could be in the works as well.
Oh yeah, wait till you hear about our Super Bowl special coming up, man! And even Thursday's show is going to be flat out amazing. This, thank you guys for making the show what it is. We had an incredible show,
Absolutely, man.
incredible show last Thursday, and we're going to kick it off now. Let's
Yeah.
get going.
Let's get going with the latest, and I'll start with a comment before I even jump into what's hot. Rennell, at least the Texans are interviewing Eric Bieniemy.
Yes.
That's right. That came out a little bit, late this afternoon, a little bit earlier from now. So, anyways, let's get into what's hot with Lauren Leal.
What's hot with Lauren Leal? Brought to you by Joe Applewhite and Applewhite Realty. 713-291-5270. Looking for a place to move or anybody you know? Mention Sports with Ball to Joe Applewhite. He's gonna take care of you. It actually, help you come pack up those boxes, and you get to see him at your local Kroger's with his face in the shopping cart, because I know he did that. But Joe Applewhite, making the impossible possible. Call him 713-291-5270. 5270. All right, Lauren, what is hot?
That's right. That's right. All right, let's get into it. We mentioned earlier the championship game, so we're going to start out right there. Nick Saban with his 7th national title. So Alabama won their 18th national title in program history, foot-stomping 52-24 victory over Ohio State. Team went undefeated with a 13-0 record this season, and like I said, head coach Nick Saban got his 7th overall, 6th in 12 years with Alabama. He hasn't been.
Is he the best?
Oh, I mean, hands down.
And we'll talk
100%.
about, and we'll get into that a little
100%.
bit.
All right.
His first one with LSU, so the most any coach has ever done. 2nd undefeated season with Alabama. Good job for you. Good job for you, Nick Saban and Alabama. Congrats. Now we'll move on to the NFL and all of their hires.
We are going to talk about that game, right?
We are going to go back to it. We're going to circle back, for sure.
All right.
For sure. This was more of a...
Grant's like, I did enough research, goddamn. We're going to get back to that.
Sure. Okay. All right.
Don't worry, I did my
Okay.
research too.
Okay,
and if you
okay.
look over, you'll see it. But
Yeah, I'll be
Just
looking.
follow Lauren's computer as usual, so we're good to go.
I got you.
no, but yeah, we'll circle back to that and discuss all of what happened. But
Okay.
we'll move on over to the NFL right now, where we've talked about it before. How many head coaches have been fired and who's being replaced, and also on the GM list. So we know the latest. Nick Caserio is in Houston as a general manager. He was with New England for 20 seasons, and just by the press conference that he had at the end of last week, he's definitely going to be the face, the voice of the franchise. Cal McNair, I don't think you'll hear much from him moving forward.
Hope not.
And we know the Deshaun Watson situation. We'll keep you updated as the story's developing with him coming back, demanding a trade. I put my fingers up in quotes because we don't know what's going to happen there.
It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good.
I have my we'll wait till Thursday. We'll get into that Thursday.
Yeah.
Right.
Lots to talk about on the show.
So we'll move on to what's hot next inside of the NFL coaches. So Doug Peterson was fired yesterday from the Philadelphia Eagles. He was hired in 2016.
Yeah.
Led them to a Super Bowl title in 2018, was with Philadelphia for 5 seasons. He finished with a record of 42, 37, and 1 regular season, and a 4 and 2 postseason stand. So my question to you guys, after finishing this season 4, 11, and 1, do you think this was the right move? Obviously, they've already moved on and they're looking at other candidates, but did he have long enough there?
Yeah. I mean, look, the NFL's a short-lived. I mean, if you don't do things in 3 years now, I mean, they can remove you. I think there was
2018 though.
the Carson Wentz situation did not help. I think that's a huge knock on him with Philadelphia, and I don't. I personally would have let him feel out the situation with Carson Wentz. I don't know. I think he's leaving, but who knows? I mean, Nick Foles won the Super Bowl. Carson Wentz didn't. Even though Carson Wentz had numbers to even be an MVP that year before he got injured, ever since then it's been a downward spiral.
You know what's crazy is now, so the longest tenured NFC East head coach on their current team is Washington head coach.
Yep.
He's the longest tenured at their team they're at currently. So, and he's only been there like a year and 3 months or something crazy like that.
Yep.
So,
You're talking about Rivera.
yeah, Ron Rivera.
Ron
Sorry,
Rivera.
I couldn't think of the name.
Ron
Right.
Rivera.
I'm shocked that they did this, and there's all kinds of scenarios that can play out here. Did they do that because maybe Peterson was like, I'm going to play Hurts, and they said, well, we want you to play Wentz, and he's like, I'm going to go with Hurts, and maybe they disagreed about that. Supposedly, from what I heard, he was basically saying, I'm going to have control over the coaches I bring in, the staff, and they said, no, you're going to run them through us first, and then you can choose your staff. And Peterson just
But
wanted more control that he wasn't getting.
You being a Cowboys fan, you should love this.
Oh, I love it.
More
Look,
turmoil.
Hey, I can't ask for anything better right now. The Texans are dysfunctioning, and so are
Oh,
the
my
Eagles.
word.
It's fantastic.
Next.
I love it.
I do
I love
want to
it.
say what's up to my
I
boy.
could say more, but obviously I don't want to hear
Joe
it,
Applewhite's watching. Kimberly's watching. My boy John Grant. He said, "Let's go Rockets." Lottie, Renell, all you people that are watching. Thank you
Well,
guys.
I hadn't heard
We gotta
anybody
have
say,
some
let's go
hours.
Rockets in a while.
I know he's a massive Rockets fan, and I posted something. If you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all the handles I had mentioned
Right.
earlier. I post up on there constantly, and how the Rockets are. I think man, 14th seed right now.
All right.
We'll get on.
We'll move on from that. And like I said, we're in What's Hot with Lauren Leal. So we're going down the coaches and who's hired, who's fired, who's in, who's out. Philadelphia has interest in Robert Saleh, Arthur Smith, Todd Bowles, and they've reached out to OU's Lincoln Riley. So that's very interesting there. We'll be following that today. The
That would
Raiders.
be great. I would love for Lincoln Riley to leave Oklahoma. That would be fantastic.
God, this is a good day for Grant.
I know. If that happens, I'd just I'm going to go play the lottery or
I'd
something.
be wondering who OU would look to fill. You know?
Somebody that sucks, I hope.
Somebody just got left out of Texas.
All right.
That would be juicy.
Today, Texas.
That would be juicy.
Today, it wasn't on the list, but today, Texas did announce Steve Sarkisian. I got to get used to saying that name. It's a lot harder than Herman. But Sarkisian, yeah, it was announced, and he had his speech. Not sure if he heard it, but at the end, of course,
I did.
he said hook 'em.
Grant.
I heard it.
The Raiders announced today hiring of Gus Bradley as their defensive coordinator. He was known for the head coach for the Jags,
He's
13
good.
to 16.
Yeah, he's a good
and
coordinator.
most recently, he was the defensive coordinator for the Chargers in 17 to 2020.
Yeah, and those 2013 to 16 Jaguars team defensively were really good.
Yeah.
So it's a good hire for them.
Hey, and
All right.
sometimes just because a guy can't be a good head coach doesn't mean he can't be a good coordinator.
coordinator.
Some guys are out there, they're not meant to be head coaches. They're just meant to be really solid coordinators.
Right into Bill
Bill
O'Brien.
O'Brien?
Yeah.
I know, I was just about to go there.
Going into Alabama. And I posted that.
What do
people
you think about that, by
People
the
were
way?
like, yeah, right. I was like, no. It's a done deal.
It's
Like,
happening, yeah.
He's already been, it's already reported he is the offensive coordinator for Alabama next year because Steve Sarkisian left and went to University of Texas, like we previously mentioned.
What do you think of this? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. It goes back to what Grant just said. Some people aren't just meant to be. He was the general manager and the head coach here. Maybe
And he had a
under
stint at Penn
Saban,
State.
he did a great job at Penn State.
Yeah, I was
you
going
know,
to say, I think he did good there.
Penn State, after that situation they had, he brought them back to the forefront. Like,
Yeah.
really, really did. And
Nobody wanted that job. When he got it, nobody wanted that job.
Nobody wanted that Penn State job. I think they were 10-1 one year. I mean, he was phenomenal before he became the Texans head coach. And when he did get hired, we all wanted what was the previous coach's name who went to Denver, won the Super Bowl?
Kubiak.
We all wanted Gary Kubiak out. We were like, and then Bob came in and people were like, yeah. And then now you see what happened there. So maybe he's a better offensive coordinator than he is head coach.
Well, and I had Gyro, I like to call him. He commented on something I said today. Bill O'Brien has a good resume, and he said had a good resume. Look, say whatever you will, Texans fans. You're pissed at him because he became the GM and he traded away Hopkins. That's why everybody's pissed at him.
No.
But the Texans have won 6 division titles in their history. He's won 4 of them. They've been to the playoffs 4 times. 6 times. He was responsible, head coach of 4 of them. I mean, yes, this dude did some dumb shit whenever he was going out the door, but he was also the winningest head coach that this organization's ever had. So y'all need to chill out.
It's true, and it's sad to say
Wow, a Cowboys fan just coming real for the Texans.
He is backing up B.O.B.
Woo!
like he's his main man. No, it's like
He needs to go to OU.
the thing is,
great.
the thing
Get
is
his
though,
ass kicked.
here in Houston, you're tired of just getting those divisional titles.
Absolutely. No, I get that.
I mean, it's
I
like
get
being
that.
a Rockets fan and only make it to the second round of the playoffs. It's
I get
like,
that.
okay, I get my hopes up every year for you.
I understand that, but everybody talking about Bill O'Brien because he was terrible. Like, this is the winningest coach you've ever had, so chill out, everybody.
All right, so lastly, speaking of defensive coordinators and offensive coordinators, Dan Quinn, I want to know your thoughts on this. He is now,
Defensive
hired for
coordinator.
the defensive coordinator
Yeah.
for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Nolan should have been gone
Week 5.
right.
Yeah.
Right, so we knew he was the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, but before that he had a stint in Seattle as the defensive coordinator there from 13 to 14. What do you make of this?
I'm good with the hire. You know what? I've learned with Herman, McCarthy, like all these different coaching hires is I used to get really stoked and excited, and I'll admit today here in Sark's press conference I got really stoked and excited.
Yeah.
But you get really, because it's new, and you're like, oh, this is going to be awesome. Like Dan Quinn, he was great. Look, he was the defensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks when they won the Super Bowl. That was a badass defense. He was the head coach for the Atlanta Falcons when they went to the Super Bowl. Now, granted, they got destroyed in the second half. Yeah,
24-3.
But when you read everything you read, he was a great defensive coordinator, very smart. Hopefully they'll be going back to a 4-3 defense, which is not what Nolan was doing because that's not what they have the personnel for. So I'm okay with it. We'll see what happens.
If he brings in a good system, good for them. It's all about systems now. Does the quarterback fit the right system? Does that guy fit in the right mold with the head coach? I mean, if you get a team that works good together, I mean, then you keep them. And lately these defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators, head coaches, and GMs are all butting heads, and now the quarterbacks are getting involved, and they're allowed to make decisions on what should go here, and here, and it's a little bit out of everybody's realm, I think.
I think as far as the head coach goes, it's literally today about your quarterback. The quarterback,
the system.
building around him. Like you just got to be like
everybody wants
on
the Kansas City
QB.
Chiefs, mold.
Right.
They want the head coach and the quarterback just to gel just like that, and that's just not. I mean, that's not plausible every time.
And unfortunately, and you have in college football, and I'll be real quick, but you have the NFL and college football. You have two of the winningest coaches, Bill Belichick, Nick Saban, in the history of their sport. And I think it puts unfair a disadvantage to other coaches to think like, well, he's won this many Super Bowls. Why don't you do that? Like, dude, this will never happen ever again. Like, I seriously doubt that Bill Belichick and Nick Saban, what they've done will ever be done again, at least in a very long time. I'll probably be dead and gone if it ever happens again. And they have this idea, at least administrations do and organizations, that why aren't you doing that? Like Peterson. He won a Super Bowl 3 years ago and he just got fired.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Crazy to me.
2018, like, do you think he deserves it? Like,
that's crazy.
After that?
That's crazy to me.
And given that they only won 4
I don't know why I brought
this
that up,
season.
but it's nuts.
Yeah. Well, we have a birthday here on the show today. Happy birthday, Renell. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining
Renell, happy
us
birthday.
on your celebrated day. And I got an early
Singer, happy birthday.
shout out to
Happy birthday.
No, not you.
Oh, sorry.
I have an early. Speaking of birthdays, I got an early birthday shout out to Garrett. Happy birthday!
Oh, it's his birthday.
We'll be celebrating tomorrow. Tomorrow is his birthday.
Happy birthday,
Oh.
Garrett.
Not sure if
Welcome.
he's tuned in. I think he's driving.
Better
But
shave that
Well,
mustache,
he's screwing
boy.
up.
You better pay attention to him.
all right, we'll move on to.
There's some furniture moving in this.
We are still in what's hot. And what's hot right now with the Brooklyn Nets is Kyrie Irving stirring up a lot of
I
drama.
wouldn't say that dude's hot. I wouldn't say that.
He's not.
he-
He's just
wow.
stirring up a lot of drama and has some hot air. So he missed the last 3 games due to personal reasons. He's rolled out for the 4th straight tonight against Denver. He's also expected to miss tomorrow's and Saturday's games due to personal reasons because they found a video of him last night dancing with his sister at a birthday party, which violates COVID guidelines, which is you can't be seen at a bar, a club, a lounge, or having personal gathering or attending personal gatherings of 15 people or more.
Ugh.
This is so.
Ugh.
It's so hard
I've gotten
to.
an argument with a few people on Facebook on Sports with Balls page over this because they're like, leave the guy alone. Look, if he's having personal mental breakdown problems, if you need your personal space and personal time, look, tell the coach, tell the GM, tell the owners, hey, look, I'm going to take a week off, something like that. Let your team know. He disappears, goes and parties. He's violating protocols. And you get paid because you are an athlete, because you're in the limelight, because you are in the spotlight, and people are going to ridicule you for things that you do and you don't do. You're going to be pictures are going to be taken of you wherever you're at. That's why you're getting paid millions and millions of dollars, and you're a celebrity. So what the hell are you doing?
Well, I'm going to do something crazy and think about this logically. and
the voice of reason, everybody. Grant Miles.
And I'm just sitting
Papa
here
Grant.
looking at it from a standpoint of any employee that works for an organization or company. Any employee. I don't care who it is. You can't just disappear and not call anybody.
Yeah.
Like you just can't.
Right.
I don't care how much you get paid. You can't just disappear and not let your
There's
bosses
gonna be
know where you're at.
consequences.
Like that's not. I don't care what's going on. You have to let somebody know. And Kyrie Irving, I think, is taking a huge advantage of not only Steve Nash, the organization, and as a player. I know you've done things. Jeff and I play sports. You're just as a teammate. You're just kind of like, look, dude. Like
what
this
are
is
you doing to
important
me?
for us. Like
Yeah.
you need to be important. Like this needs to be important to you too. We need some effort from you. We're working hard. Why don't you?
He did some whack shit before the season even started. Remember on Kevin Durant's
Yes.
podcast, and he was
Yeah.
saying we don't even need a head coach. I can coach the team, or
Yeah.
KD can coach the team. He's just been off his rocker lately, and this is another example of me and Grant talk off air about how Kyrie Irving is there's something a little off with him.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. Now, if there is like mental issues,
He needs to get fixed.
Go get some help, like
Yes.
whatever. And I
Like an
completely
AB or
understand that.
something.
But if not, dude, get back to your team and start playing basketball. It's what you get paid to do.
It's not wrong to expect your star player to be there with the team. Like, that's not unusual. I don't know how that's an unusual thought.
Yeah, and Rennell says, look, like, they're role models for the kids.
Yeah, and
that's what you get paid to do.
I mean, there's a
and,
lot.
you know.
Whenever you get in that spotlight, whenever you get in the stardom, and you're great at what you do, you're going to have people that follow you.
Garrett says, thanks, guys, and the mustache is staying.
Damn right.
That's right.
You're
Love it.
damn right.
I'm going to shave this right here. I'm going to grow a mustache right here.
You should do that Fu
You
Manchu
do.
thing.
You already have a mustache. What do you mean?
I've got one of those that like half-ass ones that like some parts don't grow.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's something you can't help.
It's all
I'll
good.
try it, Garrett. It's your birthday. Let me shave it off on Thursday. I'll come with a stash.
Go, Shoddy. It's your birthday.
Nice.
All right.
Shoddy?
Shoddy.
All right.
All right. And the last what's hot is what we're going to get to, what you wanted to
we're
get
still
to.
in there?
That we're starting. Yes, we're still there. We are still there. Is the championship game after Jones kind of stated it after the game. We want to know, is this the best team ever? So Devonta Smith with 12 receptions, 215 yards, 3 touchdowns.
First half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And crazy.
Crazy.
Incredible. Players, like, going into the season, players didn't want to play, COVID, all these adversities that Alabama had to deal with. And then they had, like, Heisman Trophy ranks of, like, 1, 3, and 5. So do you think this is the best team in college has ever seen?
It has ever seen. Grant and I looked this up prior to the 2001 Miami Hurricanes are the standard for the greatest college team that ever came around. Grant, what were the recruits? Do you have that pulled up? The recruits for this team?
Garrett said 2005 Longhorns better.
Oh God, no.
Garrett,
sorry.
I love you, man, but
Yeah.
I can't
Love
agree
you
with
too,
that.
man.
I want to go. I want to go with your brother on that. I just can't do that, man. I'm sorry. I have eyes.
Put those stats out there for us so we can see it.
Yeah. No, it was Judy, Ruggs, Harris, their running back, Mac Jones, Devontae Smith, Fleetwood, I think, or whatever or Longwood, whatever their offensive tackle is. Like, the amount of guys that are on this team that are on that 2017 recruiting class is unbelievable.
Yep.
And the talent is just crazy. But yeah, we were talking about just comparison, just off the top of your head, thinking of old college football teams, and we had brought up the 2001 Miami Hurricanes, and that team was loaded. That team had
Najee Harris, Jerry Jeudy, Harry Ruggs, Devontae Smith, Tua Tagovailoa, Alex Leatherwood, Dylan Moses, Xavier McKinney, Mac Jones, and Jarek Willis Jr.
Yes.
Woo!
I mean, I think you're talking about first. I think you're talking about first rounders right there.
That's 2017 Alabama recruits.
Correct. And you got to think about it when
Golly.
you think in comparison to the 2001 Miami Hurricanes team. Here's some of the Miami Hurricanes: Clinton Portis, Willis McGahee, Frank Gore, Najee Davenport,
Just stop
Ken
right
Dorsey. And then on defense, you had Ed Reed, Philip Buchanan, you had Chris Campbell, Jerome McDougal, Antrell Roll, like Jonathan Vilma. I mean, that team, Vince Wilfork, there's another one.
Yeah,
Vince
okay, I'm going to
Wilfork.
go ahead and say 2001's better.
I mean, that squad was unbelievable.
Wow.
But I tell you what, though, this Alabama team that just won that national championship, I don't know if I've ever seen somebody dominate a national championship like that.
Domination-wise, yeah. And Ohio State was a good team. Really good team.
But they just
I think
didn't play
so
a
too,
lot this year.
and that's what I want to know. Like, are our views different? Because once Ohio State had beat Clemson, everyone viewed Justin Fields as this amazing guy. He's definitely going second pick.
He'll be the second quarterback pick, yeah.
Do you think is he viewed differently now after last night's performance?
I think that game gave everybody different views. Like, all of a sudden, I will admit, going into the Alabama game on Sarkisian, I was kind of on the fence as far as UT coach. After watching the way they played offense last night, I was like, dude, this is going to be the greatest coach ever.
Really?
Like, I mean, because of the way that game, and then even the same thing. You remember whenever that Ohio State-Clemson game, everybody was like, well, wow, Trevor Lawrence looks like he's not that great.
I got a question for you on Trevor Lawrence.
Go ahead.
Is Trevor Lawrence the greatest college quarterback that never won a Heisman?
Probably. I mean, off the top of my head, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think, if you think about his numbers and what he did and didn't win a Heisman Trophy.
Top of my head, probably, yeah. But you remember
crazy.
how it was, Justin Fields, after that game against Clemson, they were thought, oh, is he going to be the number one pick? Trevor Lawrence, who was Trevor Lawrence? And then now, after that game, like, you can't be that stoked about Justin Fields, the way he played.
Who gets drafted first, Justin Fields or Devonta Smith?
Justin Fields.
Obviously different
Well,
positions.
it depends. Okay, so after last night, Devontae Smith is going 3, 4, or 5, and I think it's Miami. Miami's third, which would be very interesting if he goes there. It's Miami.
Miami Jets.
Well, no, I'm talking about 3, 4, and
Jags.
5.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So your 3, 4, 5 is Miami, Atlanta, Cincinnati.
Yeah, if he goes to Cincinnati with Burrow, whoa.
Woo.
Yeah, but I think Miami's going to
Fields,
scoop
or are you
him
talking
up.
about Smith?
No, I'm talking about Smith.
Smith, yeah.
I think
Fields-
Miami's going to
Connection.
hook him up.
Well, because
get him.
Jets and Jags are both going quarterback.
Yeah.
Like we have that figured out. I mean,
Yeah.
I would assume. Now, it's hard
If
to
the
pass up
Jets
Smith.
want to get rid of Sam Darnold, are they going to go there?
Well, they're going to have a new head coach, so it's going to be whoever the head coach wants. Can he be like, yeah, I can do something with Sam, or is he going to be like, no, I want this kid?
Yeah, it'd be interesting because, dude, to pass up on Devontae Smith is, man, that kid, he might be special.
He'll go to
But
Miami.
he's tiny. He's tiny, too, though.
He's a little dude.
Yeah, he's not the biggest guy. Like, he's not a DK Metcalf, you know? Like, he's a
Yeah.
smaller guy. So
Yeah.
he's like a Tyreek Hill
Ooh,
almost.
which
Yeah.
only had like one catch in the first half, I believe, when the Seahawks played the other night.
Let's
which
get
we
in
will
it.
get into a little bit.
I'm down. Let's
but
go.
Yeah, that is what's hot with me, Lauren Leal. It took a while. But hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in and spending every Monday, Thursday with us. Each and every one, or whenever you choose to tune in, thank you once again. And we got to put a huge thank you to Hybrid Technologies Group for one of the guys that makes all of this happen, Roy Stanton. When it comes to reliability, Stanton. When it comes to reliability, they're the ones that you need. Phones, cable services, surveillance cameras, cloud services, you name it, they will help you out. It is Hybrid Technologies Group. Call them at 832-336-1201. Talk to Roy, mention Sports with Balls, and you'll get a discount.
Sweet.
I've never done that on the show. Done that, and
You're
then
doing it now.
it's like right there.
You're doing it now. Congratulations.
All right. I think Grant has someone to thank as well.
Oh, are you pointing? We're doing
We
aggressive
that.
point.
Yeah, we do the fingers.
I'll do the point. I'll point at you.
Hey, Mama.
And tell
See
you all about
tuning
that.
in.
Construction Concepts, Mark and Josh, those guys are changing Houston and corporate culture one design at a time. From hospitality, corporate, luxury retail, and medical facilities, their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call at 713-589-2682. That's buildithouston.com.
And if you join us each and every week, you will hear this as well.
Okay, I'm done.
I like
Gotta love it, right?
Yeah,
Gotta love
gotta
it.
love it.
What's up, David? Kevin Anthony says greatest teams of all time. 2019 LSU.
Oh, of course, because
I
he's
mean-
an
Of
LSU.
course.
Kevin's an LSU guy. The-
03 Hurricanes were
Alright.
not
if you,
better
if
than
you cut him, he
01.
bleeds purple. And gold.
2020 Alabama, in that order. I said what I said. All right, Kevin. I mean, 2019, it's hard to argue, but I think last night's Alabama team would have beat last year's LSU Tigers.
It would have been a damn good game.
I said what I said.
The one
He
thing
said
about
what he
Alabama is the
said.
secondary. I'd question that secondary against that. But
All
you're
right, it is time to get into what we made of the wild card matchups that happened this last weekend. First, we'll start it off with the Bills versus the Colts. Buffalo taking it 27-24. The Bills won their first playoff game since 1996. They entered the fourth quarter with a 24-10 lead, and Josh Allen finished 26-35 for 24 yards with 5 touchdowns to Dawson Knox and a 35-yarder to Stephon Diggs to end it. The fans were screaming MVP. It was crazy.
Glad there was fans there to
That was
witness
awesome.
that. That was
Yeah.
good. Like 16,000 of them too.
They will have fans again
Yep.
at their second playoff game. Which we will get to on the next show. And we said, wait to see if Josh Allen can prove himself. We know he's done amazing things. He's been improving, year after year since he's been in the league since 2018. I want to ask you guys this. Does this qualify him not only that he's developed, but also that you can trust in him? He has the ability to do these things through the air and on the ground. Did he gain your respect this last week?
Well, every week he does more and more that puts him in that MVP conversation, and it impresses you. It's definitely better than the playoff game they had last year against the Texans.
The
Oh, yeah.
MVP, but the
Performance.
MVP is a regular season.
Oh, I know.
award.
I'm not saying it's about that. I'm just saying, like, you want, when you think of somebody in a regular season MVP, you want validation when they get to the playoffs. So you can go, okay, yeah, look, that's exactly what I'm talking about. But, yeah, absolutely. He's improving every year, improving every game. The only thing about Buffalo, he can't be your leading rusher also.
Yeah.
He's their leading passer, their leader rusher.
I mean, it's
their-
like Lamar Jackson.
They got lucky.
Yeah, but
They got real lucky.
Baltimore has a good rushing attack through the whole team. He's their rushing attack. It's him. That's it. I mean, they had 96
Sounds like
yards
Deshaun
rushing.
Watson, too.
They had 96 yards rushing. He was responsible for 54 of it. So, but yeah, I mean, he definitely is earning his stripes. That's for sure.
Not talking MVP because you said that's a regular season award, but just in general, like, you can trust this guy now.
Yeah, I mean, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing. I said on the show on Thursday, if he gets 2 rushing touchdowns, they're going to win for sure. Now, the Colts should have won this game. It should have been 17-7 at halftime. The Colts, I think it was 16 minutes to like 8 minutes or whatever it was, 16 minutes. They killed them on time of possession. They just had some really bad coaching decisions. Frank Reich should have kicked the field goal at the end of the first
and
half.
they ended up losing by a field goal.
Yeah,
Went for 2 when they didn't need to.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers didn't even play that bad. That'll
he didn't play great.
The Indianapolis Colts will, I think, go down as the best number 7 seed ever. I mean, that was an incredible football team. I cannot believe they lost that game. They controlled it in a lot of aspects, and they still lost, but by some bad coaching. They wasted some timeouts. They did some really dumb things. Frank Reich had that game in his hands. I think I'm glad for the Bills. I am. First playoff game in 25 years, as you mentioned. The Colts need a quarterback. Phillip Rivers is gone, I think.
That's what I was just about to ask you, leading you up to this. Was that Phillip Rivers' last game?
Yes.
As a Colt and as an NFL player?
I think so, man. Like, give it up, dude. Like, I mean, he can hardly throw the ball. It's almost completely sidearm now. Yeah. It's like gone like this progression-wise, and he throwing it down the field at least. I think he may be accurate, maybe 30 yards, maybe. But anything over 30 yards, it's just, I mean, it's bad.
Grant,
it's bad.
last time we see Phillips?
Yeah, I don't know why he would come back.
Phillips.
I mean, he's had a great career. He's hasn't won a Super Bowl, but he's had a great career. Phillip Rivers is awesome when it comes to trash talking. Like that dude can
without cussing
talk trash, dude. But yes, I think if the Indianapolis Colts have a different, more athletic quarterback in that game, they win that football game.
Easy.
Man, I don't know who would win the trash talking competition between the 3 of us. Maybe Johnny included. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Johnny, no one else is really doing that.
I mean, if you really want, I think Grant might take it.
Grant would pull up all the stats on everything that were, all of the subjects.
I would talk some shit,
it.
and then Grant would like say some stat and be like, "You're wrong." I'd be like, "Well, I'm out. I lose."
It's happened before.
All right, we're breaking down the wild card games, and
but I will say the Colts, though, if they can get them a really good quarterback next year, they're going to be scary.
Yes,
Colts are going to be good next year if they can get a really
there's so
talented
many quarterbacks. I mean, look, go after
Carson Wentz.
Go after Carson Wentz. I mean, there's a ton of people. The Colts would be really good. There's another player on that team. Another player on that team, T.Y. Hilton. I hope he stays one more year, but I would not be surprised if he hangs it up either. He was injured a lot this year.
Yeah.
Do you know how long his contract lasts?
I know Phillip Rivers has one more year, but he can retire.
Well, T.Y.
Oh, T.Y.? I don't know. I didn't look his up.
I can tell you that.
All right, so we'll move on to, while you're looking that up, we'll move on to the next game, the Rams versus the Seahawks. Rams took it 30-20. Media is very disappointed in the Seahawks, like falling back into their old ways. Russell Wilson had 8 completions on just 57 minutes. John Wolford started for Jared Goff, who was out with a thumb injury, but later relieved Wolford of a neck injury in the first quarter. And he recently played in the AAF. But Aaron Donald left the game 5 minutes in due to the rib injury. Seahawks didn't seem to take advantage of any of the issues that was going on in L.A. The biggest problem from Seattle was what? And also, how do the Rams move forward?
Rams defense was ridiculous in this game, even without him. Like, they played incredible. I don't want to say that Seattle just gave up, but, dude, 8 completions. I mean, Russell Wilson, the second half of the season, the Seattle Seahawks looked like crap. I mean, they just completely blew up. I don't know exactly what happened, but they did not show up for this game. And the Rams, look, Wolford was supposed to finish the game. Well, I mean, start the game and finish the game. Obviously, he got hurt. Good job by Goff coming in and just getting enough done. Like, he did just enough. It wasn't like he came in and threw 4 touchdowns and killed it. He just kept the team out there doing their thing. The defense won that game hands down.
Ooh, we got a big Rams fan in Austin Bauer. He said, Rams, I told y'all Rams, baby.
Yeah, he said he won $100. We were together on Saturday watching that game.
Yeah, he talked about that when he was here.
Yeah, you watched the game, Grant. What did you take away from this, from both sides?
I mean, Jeff said it. That Rams defense is
defense?
tough.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
look.
That's going to win it
Russell
for them.
Wilson, just so 11 to 27, 174 yards passing. Remember when we were talking about Russell Wilson being an MVP candidate?
I know. It
That
makes
all
me so
happened-
sad.
That all went away real quick. The Seattle Seahawks had 278 total yards of offense. The Rams had more than they did, and Goff completed 9 passes.
Yep, that's what I was saying. He did just enough.
I mean, and he's played. Hey, much respect to Goff. That dude played. Did you see his thumb?
Oh, dude, it was like 3 times the size. It
Much
looked
respect.
awkward. It looked like a Coke can.
Much respect to that dude. That dude came in and played. Now, granted,
Yeah.
he didn't have to do a whole lot because Seattle did. I mean, that defense is
Are
so
you looking at
tough.
my notes?
That
No.
defense is so tough, but
I thought you had another Red Bull can right here, and I was going to pick it up. You're
Oh.
like a Coke can. I was going to say, oh, Red Bull can.
Oh no! I thought you would. I was like,
yeah,
I'm
let
looking.
me know.
No, I don't.
Let me go look at your
I don't,
notes.
I don't have notes, y'all. I'm not. Lauren Leal
Yeah,
and
'cause
Grant
you ain't
Miles.
conducting. That's why. I'm just kidding. All right, let's get back on the
that's why
train.
nothing he says makes any sense.
Oh, see the shit talking.
Voice of reason. See? It's coming out right now.
I can't wait. Wait till the Super Bowl special. Y'all.
Oh, that's going to be so much fun. That's
That
going to be
will
so
be
much
fun. I
fun.
like that.
All right, leading up to the Super Bowl, we got the Bucks versus Washington football team. The Bucks took it 31-23. But can I just say this moral victory, moral story, if you even count those for Washington? I talked about a couple shows ago all the adversity Washington has been through this season. Taylor Heineke with the incredible scramble to reach into the end zone to get that touchdown. They tried to tie it up at 18. I remember he got it to 16 because they tried for the 2-point conversion, couldn't get it. Anyways, but Brady led the Bucs to the victory, throwing 381 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chase Young finished the game with 3 tackles, but no QB touches. And he had a special request at the end of the game. You see him go up to
Yeah, I
Tom
did. I
Brady
saw that.
after
Yep.
the game. He basically asked Tom Brady, can I want your jersey? Can I have your jersey? And Tom Brady said, yeah, I'll get it to you. I'll send it to you. The former Buckeye, Chase Young, I know he was probably sad watching Ohio State last night. But what's the significance there between him and Tom?
Well, I think it's just much respect to Tom Brady. I mean, they were doing a little trash talking up prior to the game, and so Chase Young's acknowledging the fact that he just watched one of the greatest to ever play tear their team up. And I mean,
Well-
that was respect for that. Absolutely. I mean, what are you talking about? Well, he threw for 381 yards against them. I'm not a huge Tom Brady guy, but I mean,
Hey guys,
381 yards.
if I remember right, I was the one who actually took the Bucks on this one, and y'all took Washington.
Well, we took Washington with the points, which actually won.
We actually took Washington with Alex Smith, though.
Well,
We
that's
had
true
no
too. But we
clue
took
that
the
Alex
points.
Smith was,
we took the
took
points,
the points
though.
too. And Alex Smith.
Which one?
Would Alex Smith have won this game?
Yes,
Really?
I think so. They would have had a little bit more enthusiasm. Well,
I've heard the
okay,
opposite.
Okay, maybe not, because I said win outright. I did, but I said definitely with the points. You had Alex Smith on this team with the points. Yeah, I mean, look, they already covered with the points. So if you had Alex Smith on here, I think this game would have been real interesting.
I don't think so. I think they still would have lost.
What were your takeaways?
Tampa and the Saints next week. We're gonna get into that. That is the game of that's Super Bowl B for this
I
year.
mean,
for sure.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you got the Hall of Fame
Geriatric Bowl.
quarterbacks going against each other.
They're not. Well, like you said, they're not too bad. Those guys can still chunk
Geriatric
it.
Bowl.
All right, we'll move on to the next game, which everyone is excited about. That I believe started off the day. The Ravens versus the Titans. Ravens took it 20-13. Lamar Jackson was the story here, though, with his first playoff win, rushing for 136 yards, 48-yard touchdown run, throwing another 179 more. When Baltimore was down by 10, and they rallied to get the win. Ravens coach John Harbaugh, he stated, this may be the best win I've ever been associated with, and he's already gone to the title game. So what stood out to you guys in this game the most?
I mean, the difference in this game was Lamar Jackson.
Exactly.
I
The
think
thing is
that's all.
that
Yeah.
There's
thing
really
is-
nothing else. I mean, that was it. The guy was incredible.
Derrick Henry with only 40 rushing yards.
Well, and that's the other thing that stuck out too. That Ravens defense. Now,
Good.
for whatever reason, they only gave him. I say only. That's a lot, but they gave him the ball 18 times. But it just, I was surprised the way that Baltimore stopped Henry, because Henry's been looking unstoppable the last several weeks of the season. Well, all season, but they made him look pedestrian. He didn't look
Definitely.
as much.
That was
as
his worst game.
That he didn't look as much as a bulldog, but. John Harbaugh, I think, is being a little dramatic.
Yeah.
I mean, they won a Super Bowl, so
just
I
because
mean,
your brother signed a contract. Calm
yeah,
down.
yeah.
Calm down.
I mean, it's they've won a Super Bowl, so that can't be more significant than that. So I mean,
Like,
I get he's trying to be.
chill out.
I get he's trying to be positive and pump his guys up, but I mean, come on, dude. Like
Yep.
you've won the Super Bowl.
I know it. All right, we'll move on to the next one. And that's,
But I will say this:
Yeah,
Lamar
yeah, yeah.
Lamar Jackson needs to throw the football better. If they
Yep.
want to get further in the playoffs, if he's going to play against Allen and Mahomes and some of these guys, he needs to throw the football better.
This weekend will be fun.
Yes.
It definitely will. Join us for it. We'll talk about it later. The next game is the Browns versus Steelers, and putting up the points, 48-37, and that was Cleveland. So the Browns are off to a hot start with the terrible.
You think so? Jeez.
Play number 1.
Terrible snap.
first
That
play of the
Pittsburgh
game.
guy. Woo! And then 28-0 starting in the first quarter.
That
for the
reminded
Browns.
me of the Denver Broncos Super Bowl. Remember when Peyton went with the first time with the Broncos
Yeah.
and they snapped it over his head and it was a safety in the suit? Like
Yeah.
from that moment on, I was in Denver.
The thing, both of
And it
those
was like,
guys are big.
He was like, oh, damn.
First, the thing too is like Ben's big, and so is Manny. So like,
It was incredible. Bad day for the Steelers.
what was
terrible.
incredible too was the Browns' run game, strong with Chubb, 40-yard score, Hunt with a 48-yarder and 2 touchdowns on the ground. The defense forced 5 turnovers, and Ben Roethlisberger finished 501 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Now, does Ben deserve another chance in Pittsburgh?
No, time to move on from Ben. And Mike Tomlin, I don't know, interesting offseason for the Pittsburgh Steelers because they did start 11-0. Very hard to get rid of that. And don't give me all he passed for 400 yards. Look, they were down 28-0.
What were they? What were they? Go ahead, say it. What were they?
What?
His 500 yards. What were they?
They were junk yards.
There you
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, it was 28-0. I think 5 minutes ago in the first, they were throwing the ball the entire game. So I don't want to hear that Ben. No, time to move on from Ben, and he has only 1 year left on his contract. Thank you, Johnny. 1 year left on his contract, and he should just retire. The guy, he's been hurt a lot.
Grant, do you have as much faith in this Browns team as you would in, say, the Bills or the Chiefs?
No. I think the Browns took advantage of a lot of stupid things that the Steelers did. I mean, just think about the first play of the game. Like, if that
Right.
doesn't happen,
The first
Right.
6 possessions, 4 were turnovers.
correct. Well,
3 picks and a snap over your head.
So you're just crediting them to
no.
the
I
bad
think, hey,
job
look,
that Pittsburgh did?
Look, I think Cleveland played outstanding. They had great field position a lot of the game. Baker Mayfield, to his credit, played well. 21-34, 263 yards, 115 rating. They ran the football well, to your point. But, I mean,
Do you
Pittsburgh
remember?
basically gave them the game.
Do you remember that OBJ was on this team?
No.
Nobody does. And
No.
I said when he got hurt, I said this team will be better with him off. Because they were trying to throw the ball too much. Baker Mayfield was throwing 40, 50 times a game.
Yeah.
They got rid of OBJ, focused on the run game, and they're strong. Now their prize is the Kansas City Chiefs. So good
Yeah.
luck.
Yeah.
But I will say this: this is a experiment of, is it best to rest your guys the last week of the season or to play them? Pittsburgh looked like they were rust. I mean,
Dude.
Ben didn't play the last week, neither did their center, and those
Again.
are the 2 guys that screwed up on that first play of the game. And I will say this: Cam Newton got crucified because in the Super Bowl, I don't know if you remember, there was a fumble, a bad snap, and they said he didn't jump on
Didn't
the
jump
football.
on it, and then Ben didn't do the
Ben
same thing.
didn't do it either. Ben looked like he had nothing to do with that fumble. He literally just stood there and looked at the ball on the ground, and
Well,
they
he
fell
can't
on
move.
it.
He's not quick anymore. That's why I was saying
Yeah.
just go ahead and retire, Ben.
He threw the ball 68
I mean, how
times.
old is he? How old is he? 39?
Ben? I don't know.
Roethlisberger?
36?
36, 37,
I
something
think
like
he's
that.
36.
Okay, all right.
But he's weathered. I mean, he
Yeah.
is aged.
That dude's been through a lot.
Yeah.
If that dude,
I mean,
I
in
would
his
not
off
be
the
shocked.
field stuff.
Yes. I mean, I would not be shocked if after that game that dude passed out somewhere.
Yeah, 68 times.
Well, he passed out because he was tired and passed out because he drank a lot.
Both.
All right.
By the
So-
way, T.Y. Hilton is a free agent.
Okay.
Huh?
And going off of Johnny's noise, good one there because this next game, the Bears versus the Saints, 21-9. New Orleans took the victory, but it was the worst performance by the Saints this season with 21 points only. And I just have to ask, is Mitchell Trubisky officially out after that performance and this season?
Whoa, that was That was hard to watch. Like the Bears' offense was absolutely dreadful. It was very, very frustrating. Now, look, the Saints' D was awesome. They played incredible. They were great, but the Bears' offense was just for me, honestly, it was really hard to watch.
239 total yards for the Chicago Bears.
Ugh.
Oh, ugh, yucky.
And I don't know what it is about Chicago. They just can't get good quarterbacks. I mean, they just cannot get anybody there that is a good quarterback. I think if they bring back Mitchell Trubisky, but if they bring him back, it's for a very friendly team deal because I don't think he's going to go out and get a lot of money anywhere else.
Trubisky was 3-0 start the season. Then there was a lot of things that happened in Chicago. Chicago was a spinning wheel this year.
They couldn't find their identity, that's for sure.
They had a good run game. Then they had some great games with Trubisky. They had some good games without him. Their defense stepped up in a couple of games, but then their defense faded away. They just had nothing going in this game. They really just they just laid an egg, really.
Please note Rennell. He says that Trubisky is going to come to Houston and be the backup for Watson. Please no. You also asked a good
I think
question.
he'd be a good backup.
He would be a good backup.
Okay, there you go. I think a good question that you asked is, can the Texans afford T.Y. Hilton?
T.Y. would be great to have, and I didn't know he was a free agent. Makes sense. He needs to go. He wouldn't come here because he's going to try to go somewhere to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If I was T.Y., I'd go to Tampa with everybody else.
And just so you know, Ben Roethlisberger's 38.
38, yeah.
I thought he was 39. I knew he was
he's not
closer to
Tom
that.
Brady.
So-
He's got one more year on his deal.
He either needs Tom Brady's trainer or retire.
He's going to count $41 million.
He would lose
to
so
their
much
cap.
weight because
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
you know Tom Brady's a vegan.
Is he?
Lose so much. Yeah. I've listened to interviews
I
on it.
ain't-
He has his own personal chef, so
No,
it
you
makes it
don't.
all
The
this
steak
good
fingers,
vegan stuff.
The steak fingers here at Christian's Tailgate.
You're at Christian's Tailgate. You ain't getting that.
I am not
But
becoming
you're
a
getting-
vegan.
but you're getting some good food.
You come up here and ask for their vegan menu, they'll kick you out.
Hey, but they do got some good food regardless, in general,
My son was eating a little
tacos.
He gone.
Yeah, I mean, if you eat
Catfish.
here, then yeah, because you're
Catfish, they
very
got some French fries.
specific
Yeah,
about
you're-
what you eat.
Man, you Garrett, I don't know where y'all eat, but man, that would
As
you'd
long
be
as they
different.
have salad and fish, I'm good. That's not hard, y'all.
But do you cook at home? Who cooks for you?
So here's my
that's
question.
Difficult.
So
You
here's my
cook.
question.
Just oil,
If you go-
salt-free butter, well, not even butter.
No.
I don't eat
If you go to
really
McDonald's, if you go to McDonald's, if you are driving somewhere and you had to stop at McDonald's, do you get the fillet of
Besides
fish?
croissant.
Is that what you get? You get the fillet of fish if you go to McDonald's?
Yeah, right.
I don't even know the last time I've been to
God,
McDonald's. You knew that was coming.
The
I know,
fillet
I
of
know.
fish. They
Hey,
have that?
Go
that's
fillet
fish. Yeah.
Remember I told y'all about
Yeah,
That's
we're-
not even fish. Burgers, they're not even beef.
I bet you if you dropped off
Chicken,
at McDonald's,
they're
he
not even
pulled up,
chicken.
he's like, hey, let's get something to eat. I bet you'd look at him crazy.
What if we were
What
driving
the
to
hell are
Florida
you
where
doing,
you pull
dude?
over for the you
I
can
go
only
to
eat.
Subway.
Subway.
Subways are everywhere. They're great.
Moving on.
All right, moving on. That wraps up the wild
At
card.
least we know where to. If y'all want to take her on a
Weekend.
date,
Yeah, you go where they're
Subway.
serving fish or salad.
Guys, it's not that hard. Every
Blackened-
restaurant has salad. Or a
true.
Red Bull.
Blackened-
That's true.
blackened tuna.
Or a
That's
Red
true.
Bull. All right.
What fast food place would you go eat? If you
a
were on
good
a
one.
road trip and you
Subway.
were driving. Okay, there's no Subway.
Yeah,
give me the options.
I mean, just think of your fast food places.
Chick-fil-A probably.
Taco Cabana.
Okay.
What do you eat at Taco Cabana?
I don't know.
Taco salad.
But I bet he's driving around frustrated, like, where do you
Dude.
want to eat?
I don't eat
I'm
Chick-fil-A.
hungry.
Swordfish. Yeah, Vincent.
You don't eat Chick-fil-A? You can get a salad at Chick-fil-A?
Swordfish
I
is
don't
high
eat
in
chicken.
magnesium.
But you can get a salad without chicken.
You don't eat what?
I guess. Chicken.
I'm out.
Yeah, she don't eat chicken. She eats fish.
Okay, guys. Way
Go
to
to,
talk
go to
me
Chick-fil-A
tonight.
and ask them for
Ah,
fish.
no.
That'd be awesome.
I actually love fish. You know, my mom won't eat lobster, shrimp. The bottom feeders is what she calls them.
Lobster? What?
It's a bottom feeder.
She doesn't eat it.
I know, frustrating.
Or crab?
Anything that feeds on the bottom.
Interesting.
So good.
Anyways,
All right.
There you go.
Enough of the
Now you know.
fish.
Now you know Lauren's eating habits.
yeah.
Yeah,
Low-key.
absolutely.
Johnny eats fish.
Act natural. Act
Is it my
natural.
turn?
Yeah, that's right. Almost. So we're just gonna talk about.
I just want to get to me.
I
just
know,
want to
me
get to
too. I cannot wait for this Cowboys thing.
We're about to get there. Just going to mention our next show is going to be so much fun because
Yes.
it is the divisional playoffs this coming weekend. So we're going to talk about those matchups. Saturday, it's Rams versus Packers at 3:35. Ravens versus Bills at 7:15. Ooh, that
gonna
one's
be a
going to be
good one.
spicy. Sunday is kicks it off is the Browns versus Chiefs, 2:05, and then Bucks versus the Saints at 5:40. Like
Man.
we said, we'll dive into it, and we're going to be at a special location. It's going to be a lot of fun, so stay tuned. Now it's time to get to Grant. Let's go.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Back to me.
Tosin.
All right. So first, we want to thank
Tosin.
somebody.
Tosin.
We want to thank Tosin and Texas AV Productions. They're responsible for this segment. They are your event partner for all things live production, setup, designing, installation, corporate events, concerts, and touring support. If you mention SWB, you will receive a free consultation plus 10% off your total bill. Nice.
Well, we're all
Call
doing
them
these
at
days.
281-241-7520. Check them out online at txavpro.com.
I thought you were done, and I'm like, we're doing all these dance moves because it's audio and visual professionals, and they put together all the different like types of events. So we're
Yeah.
like, I'm like,
Concerts,
fist pumps over
yeah.
here.
I mean,
You're like,
I'm just excited. There's like these new things out there.
I know, man.
Johnny,
we put
Johnny's
these
on
graphics
point.
up, and Jeff is stoked about it, dude.
they're awesome.
I'm not. I agree with you.
Thank
I agree
you,
with you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Nilo. Johnny J. Good job putting that up there for us.
Yes.
Johnny did
Thank
that?
you so much.
Johnny did that?
This guy Nilo.
No, Johnny's
is
acting
doing
like he didn't do it.
No,
Johnny wouldn't do that.
We
Johnny wouldn't do that.
We are advancing in our show, and they're doing a great job at it. And we thank you for Johnny for putting it up there.
Yeah.
All right, what's going on in history?
Oh yeah,
the
Johnny.
Dallas
put it up.
Cowboys did
Congratulations.
something. I know that.
Yeah. So we're actually not going to do the history today because we were supposed to be here yesterday.
So,
So,
yeah, yesterday's.
Right.
I only wanted to
You're
check
right.
out yesterday, and I was just kidding, Johnny. Man, you're the best. I love you, bro. January 11th, which was
Such
yesterday.
an annoying voice. Sorry.
No, what is?
Not yours.
Damn.
My laugh.
Holy.
I was saying
shit.
my laugh. I wasn't calling you, and I was like, sorry, that was
We need
annoying.
another Lone
should
Star
shut up.
and a Red Bull.
Yeah.
The Lakers are leading. Oh, the Rockets 50-26.
Oh, that's
All right, go
shocking.
Nobody
ahead.
gives a
That's shocking. January 11th, 1967. Speaking of these Rockets, the San Diego, California team is granted an NBA franchise to be called the Rockets.
The
Really?
Houston, yep.
The
San Diego
franchise
Rockets.
moved. Do you want to do this segment or do you want me to do it? Thank you. Jeez. Take over, Lauren.
Sorry,
This
I
is your
got
girl.
Rockets history up here.
Franchise moves to Houston 4 years later. Hey, you know what would be cool, Lauren? If while I talk, you chew on ice on the microphone. That would be fantastic.
I haven't done it.
January 11th, see? Yeah, there you go.
See, that's Jeffrey.
That's awesome.
That's not me.
Yeah. January 11th, yesterday, 1973, the American League, did you know the American League adopted the designated hitter rule?
You know, and they've been trying to get back to,
People are for it. People are against it. I'm assuming you're against it.
you know, and that rule, I think it should be in a play. Well, I don't know. That's interesting. That's a good debate.
That's a topic to bring up later on.
I would say
You said before you're not for it. Whenever they were
Yeah.
talking about doing it this past season, you weren't a fan
because
of
I
it.
like
Because you
because I like inner, you know,
You're old school.
Yeah, I
Old
like
school,
interdivision
yeah.
or like. I just like the fact that the American League does it the way American leagues do it, and National League does it the way the National League does
Yeah.
it. Makes it very interesting when the playoffs come.
Yeah.
And especially World Series, you know, you change these environments, and some team has an advantage when there is a designated hitter when
Yeah.
they're at home. You know, so we'll see. I
Well,
don't
like
know.
I said,
Do
I'm
you like
for
it?
I do because baseball's boring, and the designated hitter.
No, it is not.
Designated hitter. It is. I'm sorry, guys. I like baseball. Baseball's boring. Designated hitter helps. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. It is. Johnny agrees with me.
It's an opinion, not factual.
Johnny, shut that button up.
No, I think it's pretty factual. January 11th, 2001. This is for your boy that's a Rockets fan. The New York Knicks hold an opponent under 100 points for an NBA record 29th straight game
Damn.
in a 76-75 loss to the Houston Rockets.
Wow.
The streak snaps 46-year-old NBA record of 28 straight set by the Fort Wayne Pistons.
That is a hell of a record.
Bad
Yes,
Boys.
it is. Absolutely. The
That won't
Bad
happen.
Boys,
That won't happen in today's NBA.
Pistons.
Fort Wayne Pistons.
My bad.
They could have been the Bad Boys. You don't
I
know.
guess they could have.
They could
You're
have.
right,
The
yeah.
Fort Wayne Bad Boys.
I don't think anybody in 54.
Fort Wayne, I mean,
Fort Wayne Bad Boys.
I don't think
Sounds
anybody in
right.
54, 55 was a bad boy. I think they're all pretty nice to each other. They would foul and be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." That's
think
probably
so?
what they did.
Thanks
Absolutely.
for-
Yeah, 1950s. January 11th, 1987, the AFC Championship game. That was the drive game.
The drive.
Denver
Ooh,
Broncos
yeah.
beat Cleveland Browns 23-20 in OT. John Elway took them on a drive, 98, 99 yards to tie the game and take it into overtime.
Interesting to watch that. I've
watched it. It's
watched
awesome.
It's pretty incredible. 6 yards, 8 yards, 12 yards, 4 yards. The way he went down the field was pretty methodical, man.
And they went for it on fourth down.
Yeah,
there were moments where it was like 3rd and 15, and they got a first down.
It was awesome.
impressive.
It was a great drive.
January 11th. This one's for you, Johnny. January 11th, 1915. Did you know Jacob Rupert and Colonel Tillinghast Huston purchased the New York Yankees for $460,000?
Wow.
Just so you know, 2000 equivalent of that money is $11.5 million.
Damn.
Yankees are now worth $5 billion.
Wow.
So anyway, Yankees are bought for $460,000. All right, and then
I'd try to scrounge up enough. I wonder if what steak you could buy for 400. Like, if you were like, all right, I got $460,000. How much could I purchase
you buy a concession stand.
at the Yankee Stadium?
Yeah,
Probably
you can
hot
have
dog
this concession stand if you want. Yeah, we got a hot dog stand right here.
Jukebox.
Damn, hot
And
dog
then of
sounds
course,
good. I'm hungry.
January 11th, 2015.
Ooh, here it is.
Boom, boom.
Famous Des Bryant catch-no-catch game played in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The biggest screw job I've ever seen in my life on a football game. Cowboys driving, 4th and 2. Tony Romo decides to throw it up to Des Bryant. I'm thinking, it's 4th and 2 and we're passing it. What are we doing? Des Bryant catches it, comes down, drops on the 1-yard line. So excited. There's about 4 minutes left.
Both feet inbounds.
Inbounds.
Control the ball.
Control the ball. Oh, man, we're about to win this game, go to the championship game. We're going to play the Seahawks. And then Mike McCarthy, current Cowboys coach, threw a fucking flag to challenge the ruling on the field. And they called it a no catch. The biggest
ouch.
rob job by
So-
NFL officiating ever, and especially when the NFL came out later and said, no, it was a catch.
Your veins in your forehead are
Because that was the worst. That was one of the worst sports moments of my life.
Well, okay, so
Where were you at that time?
I was at my in-laws' house. I was upstairs watching the football game. I was with my nephew, who's a Cowboys fan, who is probably in his 20s, who's never seen the Cowboys win a Super Bowl ever, and we thought that was going to be the year.
Now, at the rules at that time,
Sucked.
that was an incomplete pass. 3 years later,
No, it
they
wasn't.
changed it. 3 years later, they changed it to where that would be a catch. Now, like in today's rules,
In
that's a
regard
catch.
to what exactly?
Because he maintained to the ground. Okay, now once the ground calls the fumble, not him. It was a fumble once the ball hit the ground. In today's current rules, all right. The rules then stated that you had to maintain it through the entire process.
And he did.
Well, they say that when he hit the ground, that obviously the ball popped
Which was,
up.
it was just the
because
dumbest
he
thing
hit
I've
the-
ever
he
seen.
He hit the ground with one hand, holding the ball, and the ball kind of popped up, and so that's what they were saying. He didn't control it all the way through the catch.
Can we
now
go-
I'm on your team on this.
Can we go another hour? Because I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about how much this is the
got-
dumbest thing
we
I've
got
ever seen in
3
my life.
minutes.
And you know what? The other thing that was crazy about that is this team was
We're going
one of
over
the
an
best
hour.
teams. This team was one of the best teams that they've had
Yeah,
recently.
they were doing
They
really
could have gone to the Super Bowl, and they were screwed. Tony Romo got screwed. Des Bryant got screwed. The Cowboys got screwed. And you know what? The other thing about that game that was really irritating to me is DeMarco Murray. DeMarco Murray fumbled a
you go
football
ahead.
at the worst time ever. Cowboys were up 21-10 in the game. They were driving. They were going to go up 28-10 because they're going to score, and DeMarco Murray fumbled. Do you want me to talk more about this game? I can talk more about it.
It was a catch.
It
I
was a
remember
catch.
exactly where I
I
was
think
too.
that it was a catch too.
It was a
but-
catch.
Did you know,
no idea.
Grant? Whenever we started the show, I remember you telling me how big of a Cowboys fan you were, and
Yes.
we all know that.
Yes.
You told me that when the Cowboys lose, especially in a game like that,
Yes. I'm silent.
when you're so upset, all you do is say, "Please leave me alone.
Yes,
Let me
I
turn
want you to
towards
leave
the
me alone."
wall."
Yeah, absolutely.
And did you do that
Absolutely,
during
I
this game?
did. Absolutely, I did. I probably went outside and walked around, just in silence.
Well, anyways, the Cowboys
walked around in
lost. The
silence.
Green Bay Packers moved on. The famous the catch no catch. That was today in history.
Yeah, today in history.
Oh, what a way to
Thank you,
go
Tosin.
out.
I will say this real quick. I just wanted to say, yesterday, 1952, Ben Crenshaw, the great Texan
Ooh,
Ben
yes.
Crenshaw, was born, two-time Masters champion, and 1957, Daryl Dawkins was
Ooh.
born, January 11th,
Nice.
1957.
Ooh,
That's
all
better
right.
nice.
Some
Broke a
good
backboard.
birthdays.
But anyway, so Des Bryant, see, what happened was he jumped up.
We're gonna have to shut his mic.
right,
We're gonna have to
all
shut the
right,
mic off. Like, woo! Woo! I'm gonna bring it up.
Tony Romo
I
was
agree with
15
you,
and
Grant.
19.
We're gonna open up-
191 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Thinking about Tony Romo, he's still.
DeMarco Murray ran for 123 yards in that game.
I got a question for you. We're about to. We got another minute. Is Tony Romo? Why is he going to the College Hall of Fame?
Because he's not going to make the NFL Hall of Fame.
Is that just a thank you for being whatever?
Well, and I mean, he won that Walter Payton Award, whatever, like the Division II Heisman Trophy, whatever that was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's got some skins on the wall as far as college football, but he's not
College
going to
Football Hall of Fame. That's a stretch.
College Football Hall of Fame. Come on, dude.
I know,
Jeff,
but-
I want to hear.
Name
some
me your
like, hot
favorite Hall of
takes.
Fame class from College Football Hall of Fame. Exactly. You don't know. Nobody cares.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody cares.
I want
about
to get
College
like
Football Hall
Earl
of Fame.
Campbell, Ricky Williams. Well, I mean, those are Texans players, but
I want to hear you drop the mic.
I mean, we're about to run out of time.
Come on,
Anyways.
dude. Don't do that.
Don't
You
do
do that
that.
every time.
We
and
could
it
go
irritates
over
me
like 3 to 5
so
minutes.
much.
Sorry, guys.
You can drop the mic. It is time.
There are
for
people
dropping the
watching
mic.
this show that want to hear drop the mic.
Drop the
Please,
mic.
please don't actually drop it, but
no.
just tell us something.
No, these things are expensive. Johnny, kill me. Not kill me, but send me an invoice. That wouldn't be good. Okay. Saints are gonna beat. Saints are gonna win the Super Bowl.
Oh,
That's a hot take.
wow, that's really hot.
Yes.
That's a hot
Michael Thomas got his first touchdown of the year. Jared Cook is doing amazing. Drew Brees is on fire. Alvin Kamara is on fire. I think they run the table. I would love to see them win the Super Bowl. Drew Brees walk off the field like he should have last year. Walk off the field, Super Bowl chance.
You think they went on the Super Bowl last year?
Well, year before last, probably.
You have more faith in the Saints over the Packers?
I mean, look, so you've got Rodgers, Breeze, and Brady against, Mahomes, Allen, Jackson,
The younger.
Bakerfield.
Bakerfield. Mayfield. Yeah.
So, it's young versus old, and I want to see Drew Brees walk off the field with his kids and just be like, I want to.
All of his kids.
I mean, I think that the Saints have it. I think they have everything. Their defense, if their defense plays like they did against the Bears, they've got a good shot.
Super Bowl champs are coming out of the AFC.
Kevin Anthony said Bucks will beat the Saints. We'll see. Hey, but Thursday we're going to have an incredible show. It's at Christian's Tailgate, different location. We'll post it up on our social media. Follow us on all of our social media
Was that
handles.
it? I've dropped the mic? That was it?
That was it. That was my hot take.
It was his hot take. The Saints are going to take it all.
That was disappointing. I was expecting some,
Sorry, but your
gonna,
Des Bryant took up the whole damn show. So no.
Here we go. Blame it on me. Blame it on me.
No.
We got to talk about Des Bryant for 5 fucking minutes.
What's
Hey, I can talk about Des Bryant for 5 more minutes if you want me to.
But to be fair, I think some of your hot takes happened earlier in the show as well.
Sure. I mean, I don't.
Was that for real? That was all you had to say? Was that?
Yes. It's
Okay. I'm just making sure. I don't know. I don't know if you had something else up your sleeve.
Crossing your T's and dotting your I's.
Something else.
Stay tuned Thursday. I'll
Hey,
have more hot
can I
takes
have one of
on
your
Thursday.
old? Can I have one of your old photographs, football
Oh
photographs? so I
my
can,
God! You want to put it up?
put
Oh
on
my
my
gosh,
monitor.
Jeff sent us some of the photos that he
No,
played
not us.
in the
Not
paper.
us. Not us.
No,
he
there's
sent us.
he's talking about something else.
Oh, I thought never mind.
Don't go to my Facebook, please.
I want one of those so I can put up.
No,
on
but
my
you
monitor.
did.
I did send you
last week
stuff
or
about.
so.
Yep.
Yep, he played football and had
Jeff played football. I don't know that.
Apparently.
some scholarships.
Listen,
lined
so
up.
David said, Smarter Mortgage, love the show. Appreciate you, David. Appreciate Kevin, Ronell, Joe,
Everybody,
Vincent,
Kevin.
David, everybody, man.
Kevin,
thank
thanks
you guys.
for
Thank you guys for watching. Thank Joe
getting involved.
Applewhite Realty, 713-291-5270.
And I was just gonna
Oh,
say.
does that mean you?
No, Roy. We got to thank Roy from Hybrid.
Yes, Hybrid Technologies Group, Roy Stanton. Thank you so much for contributing and making this show what it is.
Construction Concepts. Want to thank you guys. You guys are fantastic, awesome, wonderful. You guys do a lot. Call them up to 713-589-2682 and Tosin at Texas AV Productions.
And, of course, where we're at, Christian's Tailgate.
Yes,
we'll
I'm
be
gonna
at
grab food.
We'll be at a new location on Thursday. Thursday's show, we're going to go over all the football games, plus I'll have more hot takes for you, I promise.
And I just want to give a shout out to my grandpa, who passed away yesterday. Love you, Papa. Doing the show for you tonight. And
Yes.
Yeah.
And we appreciate it.
God
I know
bless
it's been tough, and we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been a hard
Thank you
start
for
to
Thinking
the
of the Leal
through.
family.
Yes.
Thinking of the
Thank
Leal
you.
family. Absolutely.
Yes. Mad love over here at the show for you,
Yes, ma'am.
Lauren.
Thank you.
And
Thank
we'll
y'all.
be, we'll be sending prayers your way for the next couple of days. But join us Thursday, Sports with Balls. I'm Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, Grant Miles, and Johnny J. We'll see y'all Thursday. We're out.
Peace.
Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.